Hi, I'm Debbie Janoff. I'm the owner of Holy Fit Nutrition, and I wanted to talk to you today about something called a turmeric latte. It's also known as golden milk, and the main ingredient would be turmeric. So this is what turmeric root looks like. It's an orange root when you peel it. It's got a very bright, vivid orange color, and it's a spice in the ginger family. Now, I use turmeric in the fresh turmeric when I juice, and a lot of times, for example, when I'm making a carrot apple ginger juice, I'll add the turmeric and it enhances the orange flavor to it. It gives it a little bit of a bite. It's delicious, and it adds the inflammatory properties of the curcumin, which is part of turmeric. Now, you can also use turmeric as a spice, and that's what I use in the turmeric latte. The main ingredient would be almond milk, and I use a cup of almond milk. My favorite brand would be the Khalifa brand because it doesn't have the carrageenan in it, and that could potentially have some toxins, so I usually look for this brand. Now, this is coconut almond milk. You can use coconut milk as well. I like the combination that works. And so what I do is I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see the ingredients, and just bear with me because I am going to move the camera down and I'm going to show you. So down here we've got black pepper, which I will sprinkle into the mix. It does add to the bioavailability of turmeric. So when you use turmeric, it's best to add a little bit of black pepper. We're going to also, this is what the ginger root actually looks like, and I'm going to use some ground ginger in this. Now, ginger, I also like to add the essential oil. This is my Young Living essential oils, and you know how much I love my Young Living oils. The ginger oil adds a little bit to the mix, and so I'm going to add a little bit of the ginger oil. There's also a dash of cayenne pepper that goes into it. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lift the camera back up. So now that you see the ingredients, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I've warmed the almond milk in the pot, and I'm going to pour the almond milk into the cup. Now what I've done is I've taken a quarter cup of my turmeric, and I'm sorry about the video here. This is tough with the lighting, but I wanted to do it where I didn't have to move around too much. So this is a quarter cup of turmeric. This is a quarter cup of my Ceylon cinnamon. Now there's two kinds of cinnamon. There's Ceylon cinnamon, which is what they call the true cinnamon, and that's a cinnamon that's native of Sri Lanka. It's a little bit lighter. You can see the cinnamon is a little bit lighter color than what you're probably used to seeing, and it's a milder flavor. Ceylon cinnamon and cassia cinnamon are both the kinds of cinnamon you're probably most familiar with. The cassia cinnamon would be the more common one, the one you see in the market most of the time. It's darker, a little bit stronger flavor. But the one thing is, and they're both good for a number of things. They're both thermogenic. They, help raise your metabolism. They're warming foods. They are delicious spices. But the cassia cinnamon also could have a little bit more coumarin in it, and the coumarin could be dangerous if you have too much. So if you tend to have a lot of cinnamon like I do, it's healthier to have the Ceylon cinnamon, or at least mix them. The Ceylon cinnamon is a little bit more expensive, but it is a better quality cinnamon. So that's the Ceylon cinnamon. I'm going to add a teaspoon of fresh ground ginger, well, not fresh ground, sorry, powdered ginger. I'm using ground ginger, and I wanted to show you the coolest thing ever, and that is these type of measuring spoons. These spoons, I love these. I found these on Amazon, but look at how great they fit into a spice bottle. Did you ever have to deal with trying to get spices on a round spice spoon? So that's an aside, but these are really great spice spoons. Now, you can use more of the powdered ginger, but what I do is as I mentioned, I will add a drop of my Young Living essential oil ginger, and that adds a more enhanced ginger flavor, which I happen to love. Into the mix, I'm going to add some ground black pepper because, as I mentioned, that helps the bioavailability of the turmeric. I'm going to combine all of these into a container. So this is what it looks like when they're all mixed together. And they're all combined. They've got an awesome smell. It really is delicious. I've tried a number of recipes. If you don't do it right, it can kind of taste gross. So just as an aside. And then what you do is you're going to take 2 teaspoons. So bear with me. I'm going to take, here's, okay, 1 teaspoon. And here's the 2nd teaspoon of the combination. And I'm going to put all of that into the mix. I'm going to stir it, which I didn't bring my spoon, so forgive me, but I'm using my measuring spoon. So I'm going to stir it up. Notice the color. I mean, it is golden. It's really nice. I really love my glass teacup too. Okay, so this is that, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little fancy honey thing. And I'm going to grab a little bit of honey. I use raw organic honey, and honey is a natural sweetener. So yes, it does add some sweetness to it. I think it does need a little bit of sweetness. You can obviously taste it first and see what you think. But I would rather add honey to this since it is already natural. And I'm going to add this to the mix, and I'm going to stir it in. Now, if you want it to be fancy, you could add a cinnamon stick to it as well. It's really delicious. I love this turmeric latte. Now, what's great about the latte is it's got anti-inflammatory qualities. You've got your turmeric with the curcumin. You've got your ginger in here. You've got, forgot the one last little thing. Oh, so I also added a dash of cayenne pepper to the powdered mix. So there's a little bit of cayenne in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle a smidge of cinnamon on top. Excuse me one sec. And it's really good. A little spicy. It's considered savory. And you can add to this, if you wanted to, you could add some collagen to this. I like the Great Lakes brand of collagen. If you added some collagen to this, it dissolves so you don't taste anything, but it does give you some added protein and even gives you a bigger bang for your buck in terms of helping your joint health. So if you're interested, I will post the turmeric latte recipe on my website, www.holyfitnutrition.com. And if you are interested in learning more about how I can help you feel better in your body, then please follow me on my Facebook page, Instagram also, and go to my website and see if there's things that you find interesting. Have a great day.